That I was excited about what just a commentary that felt like on almost our modern life, which is just, the most remarkable things we've figured out a way to make boring and bureaucratic.
Hey, superfans, we're here with Michael Waldron, head writer and executive producer of Loki. Thanks for your time today.
Hey guys.
So, I've watched the first two episodes and I loved them. The first thing that caught me was just how great a job you did explaining the timeline stuff. How was that on your end, trying to untangle all that when you first started? And what were some of the challenges that you came up against?
Yeah, I mean, that was our first big challenge, I would say, was figuring out how to, we had to figure out what the laws of time travel were so we could understand what it meant to break them. Why does the TVA get called? So for the writer's room, there was a lot of drawing of lines with other squiggly lines coming off of them, and establishing just an institutional knowledge of what the TVA does and what time travel is in this show and in the MCU. And then from there, once we had that, it was like, all right, how can we explain this in a way that the audience gets it and then never really has to think about it again? Because you don't want people focused on the rules the whole way. So we did a lot of work on the front end, amazing work from Kate, our director, and everybody in production, and shepherding that animation with Miss Minutes specifically, giving Loki that primer on how the TVA works and everything. It was like everything in the show, just a big collaboration.
It's kind of funny. You have the TVA, which is this super dull kind of organization next to time travel, which is normally a really exciting sort of thing. So was that sort of fun to play around with?
Totally. The TVA is doing the most remarkable thing in the world, and it's just paperwork to them, which is like, doesn't that feel that I was excited about what just a commentary that felt like on almost our modern life, which is just, the most remarkable things we've figured out a way to make boring and bureaucratic now. And so, but in you plop Loki, a being of pure chaos, the opposite of the DMV, so to speak. And there he is having to wait in line. And so it was just a really fun dynamic.
What can we say, like, what can we expect from this version of Loki throughout season one?
Well, I mean, I think that it was always my hope to hold up a mirror to Loki in this show and force self-reflection in a way that he'd never done before. I think that's what great television does, is it forces characters to question who they are and why they are the way they are, and are they capable of change. And so as we send Loki on this adventure, more of that and hopefully increasingly interesting ways.
Well, I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, man.
Cheers.